Well, boys and girls, we've made it to Switzerland. Late. We were late arriving in Switzerland. We haven't really had time to get any scouting in place before the season has started. And the season has started in a challenging fashion. We've got 3 weeks of transfer window left. We need to try and assemble, as a bare minimum, a 22-man squad of players at a quality to play in this league. That in itself is a tall order. We're going to see what we can throw together. We're not part of the Discord yet. We have a whole Discord section set up for discussing the Switzerland trip. We've got people who are budgeting it. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. We've got people actually budgeting the trip. Had a look at flight. This is SG Minor. Had a look at flights from the 31st of March to the 3rd of April. It's cheaper to fly to Basel, get a train to Geneva, £73, 73 quid, sorry, return from Gatwick direct, and then a £25 train, which is cheaper than flying. Phenomenal stuff. They've priced up the entire... I just spent a full 2 hours making a plan for the weekend and worked out I can do the weekend for £421.57p. So now I have money set aside so I can budget. What a hero. What an absolute hero. Just been looking. I can do flights and hotel for €326. This is awesome. Of course, I've even said in there, as a man who is absolutely in for an easy life, I've looked at my 3 closest airports and just looked at a direct flight to Geneva. It's a little bit more expensive. But have you seen, we are going to play some Football Manager in a minute, have you seen Ramada Encore Geneva? This Ramada hotel that we looked at the other day, it's actually built into the stadium. Okay, this is inside the hotel. So this is the hotel. This is inside the hotel. That's the window. Look. Look. How amazing is that? I want to sit and have my lunch there whilst watching the football. I want to watch in style. I never want to go outside the whole time I'm in Geneva. This is not a corporate box. This is the hotel conference room. Look. There you go. You can sit there and have a meal. It's this conference room, but from another angle. It's that room. Behind that curtain of this room, there's the football ground. It's amazing. The hotel is built into the stadium. And it's only... I say it's only a couple of £100 a night. That is an expensive hotel. I don't usually pay that much for a hotel. My one in Wales next weekend is less than half that. But looking at Geneva hotel prices, it's no more expensive than any other hotel in Geneva. So fly into Geneva, quick train towards the stadium, stay in the hotel, and then not have to leave the room. Sorted. If you haven't caught up on LOLLUJO tool, you missed the last stream. We are at SERVETTE in Switzerland. We joined a week before the season started, so we've had no real time to do any kind of scouting. So we brought Spicy Dwarf. Obviously, he's coming from the Bont. And then I'm leaving my director of football to do pretty much everything else. So he signed Marcos Fernandez, who came in from Mallorca's B team. Habib Ogunay has come in from Manchester United. That's a left back and a right back. And then Iker Alde is a centre back who's coming from Vitoria. We do still have a little bit of Spenzies left, but we still haven't really got anything useful scouted. There is a limit on non-EU players that were allowed in the squad. I think it's 5, I want to say. Is it 5? Is it 5 is the question. Could be 8. 10. As I was saying, it's a limit of 10 non-EU players in the squad, but only 5 in the match day. 5 in the match day squad. I knew number 5 was involved somewhere. So we're allowed 10 non-EU players in the squad, 5 in the match day squad, and of course, players from the UK and non-EU. No one's... Apparently, a thing called Brexit happened. Someone in the comments on YouTube as well was saying that the rules are extra fruity in Switzerland because you can only register each spot once per season. So as an example, I don't know if this is true. We might have to test this out. We'll definitely test this out ourselves. But apparently, now we've registered Spicy Dwarf as one of our non-EU players. If we get to 10 and then sign an 11th and think, actually, you know what? Spicy Dwarf is a meme. We don't want him in the squad anymore. We can't unregister Spicy Dwarf and replace him with another non-EU player. We can't sell Spicy Dwarf and replace him with a non-EU player. You get 10 per season, and we have used one on a Spicy Dwarf. I kind of wish I knew about that beforehand. That feels like something that would have been useful to know. We have got no time before our next match. I thought we had some time before our next match. We don't. We did win a game, though, so we haven't lost both matches so far. The media think we're going to finish 5th. I think that's ambitious. I think it's very, very ambitious. People want me to do house hunting. I don't know much about Geneva, but I suspect we're not going to be able to buy a house. So we're earning £125,000 a year. Is that going to be enough to buy a house in Geneva? To the Halifax mortgage calculator. So we can borrow up to £593,000. So £593,000 in Swiss francs is 677,000. Property in Geneva. Property for sale in Geneva. Knight Frank. I don't want to click on the sponsored version. Oh, what a name. Knight Frank. Is he, though? Do we think? Would it not be Sir Frank if he was? I feel like we've seen through his ruse here. If he was actually a knight, he would be Sir Frank, not Knight Frank. So I think we're probably safe in that. Oh, hold on. We can do this in Great British pounds. The world's currency. That's what I'm talking about. Wonderful. None of this franc nonsense. We can do this in actual English pounds. The price ranges are a little wide, a little generous. But let's have a little look, shall we? Just live in the Ramada, I might. There are no residential properties for sale in Geneva, Switzerland. Excuse me? That feels incorrect. I don't know if that's what you mean, because I can see them on the map. I mean, I can see there's one there, for example. I think what you actually mean is there's none in my price range. So if we make this 1.5 million, Sir Frank. Okay. 4 million. Okay. Can we sort this? We sort this by can we rent? These are expensive, aren't they? We need a few pay rise. How much? So if the Ramada's £200 a night, how much is that a year? And how many nights are there in a year? So that's £73,000. So in actual fact, I could what's the tax situation like in Switzerland? I hear it's a tax haven. If I'm earning 125 grand a year and it costs me £73,000 a year to live in the Ramada, am I going to have 73,000 after I've paid my tax? Because I'm thinking I get breakfast included at the hotel and I'll get lunch and dinner included at the stadium. I'm not going to have to pay any transport costs because I basically live in the ground, and they'll provide me with all my clothes as well. So you don't pay tax? What? Are you telling me, Pete, you don't have to pay any tax in Switzerland? Tax is 40%. Some are saying 40%, some are saying no tax. I need more information, which is true. That feels like quite a wide range. Most people do that because expenses are low in France. What, live in France? I'm not living in France. I mean, it's full of French people, isn't it? It seems like I'm living in the Ramada. It's fine. I'm living in the Ramada. Deal. Doing a match immediately. This seems very excessive. I forgot we had a goalkeeper called Frick. It's an amazing name for a goalkeeper. Who's on debut here? He's played, hasn't he? Yeah, he's played. I think he's played once. Yeah. Has the centre-back played yet? No. So this is the first time our new look defence have been together. Rossi, you got in a mood because he wanted to leave and I told him he'd be playing. First chance I've got, I've dropped him. So that's nice. Let's do it. Let's do a football. I don't know how good Luzerne are. We're about to learn, I imagine. We need to... Chris, I need you to go through every video we've put up and any reference I've made to that boy and his reason for leaving Peterborough United needs removing. and we can just pretend it never happened. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Sheepdog's going to be coming down and doing the filming. I've bought this. I've got a gimbal, so old shaky hands Sheepdog won't ruin the video if he doesn't get a drink that morning. And yeah, we're all good. Frick! Oh, frick. Goodness me. Take over a chunk of the ground like we did at Peterborough Sports, like we did at Leamington, like we did at Nuneaton. It's going to be awesome. So if you're going to be there, make sure you are there, is my full instruction there. And yeah, let me know. We're going to have lots of fun. We are going to be around about in the area on the Saturday as well. The plan had been to do a video in Cardiff, but apparently there's a big egg chasing event in Cardiff on the Saturday afternoon, and they're closing the motorway. That'll help. Let's make it so they can't get here. The logic is sensational. I love it. And it's also why it was so difficult for me to get a hotel, I think, because every hotel within an hour's drive of Cardiff is booked, which is why I'm having to stay. I mean, me and Sheepdog are sharing a room. I've not shared a room with Sheepdog since the testicle incident of 2014. It's been a long time. Am I driving as well? I am driving. I'm not gonna, I mean, there's anyone familiar with Sheepdog's work knows it would be a terrible idea to let him drive. We'll end up in Edinburgh. So I'm driving. I'm going to demonstrate to him how to use satellite navigation. I'm getting Maslow's hierarchy of needs out for a moment. All of my lower level requirements are going to be met, and I'm still going to have £1,000 a month to spend on whatever I want. This is the dream. I am living in the Ramada. This is going to be amazing. Yeah, we are having a look at this striker. He's Hungarian, and he looks really happy to be here. Look at him. He is absolutely delighted. I mean, he's got an excellent goal scoring record, as you can see. Plays a lot of football. Can we get him on the cheap? We have got a little bit of money. I don't really want a target man, but that being said, I do really want a striker. Right, 650,000. It's time for our first ever exposure to the Never Never here at Servette. They'll like this. This is proper Swiss banking shenanigans. They'll be all over this. Come on, let's knock this down a little bit. Lovely, lovely, lovely. While all this is going on, I think my director of football is up to no good again. He's trying to bring me in another defender. Saul Del Cerro. We can play anywhere up the middle and at left back, which are all positions we need strengthening. So we're going to leave him to carry on doing that because that looks like a good piece of business. Saul Del Cerro. We're going to send him to learn to speak actual French. Can we send him to do French and Italian? Oh, he's doing both. He's a smart boy. He can already speak Spanish. I can't do that, so he must be clever. We're sending him to learn both. He's going to come back multilingual. He's learning both of them. What's the worst that could happen? Right, he is good at football. Look at him. Look at him. Akos Zendrai. We'll just call him Akos, because that rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The fact that you've described pickle as pickles means you don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about these weird things that Americans call pickles. I'm talking about pickle. No, that's spelt wrong. Let's spell it right. No, that's still spelt wrong. Let's have one more try. Pickle. 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 Pickle is what I'm talking about. Pickle. That is pickle. 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 Proper food. Cheese and pickle sandwich. We can't see it. There was nothing to see anyway. I kept clicking on the wrong thing. Hold on. Let's try again. No, that's not it. What is going on with my computer? Pickle. What is it? It's pickle. Original pickle. It says there. Original pickle. Branston pickle wiki. Let's see what Wikipedia describes pickle as. Is an English food brand best known for the original Branston pickle, a jarred pickled chutney first made in 1922. Here we go. Original pickle. Pickle is made from a variety of diced vegetables, including swede, carrots, onions, and cauliflower, pickled in a sauce made from vinegar, tomato, apple, and spices. Branston pickle is sweet and spicy with a chutney-like consistency, containing chunks of vegetables in a thick, brown, sticky sauce. It's commonly served as part of a ploughman's lunch, a popular menu item in British pubs. It's also frequently combined with cheddar cheese. None of your weird European cheeses. It's frequently combined with cheddar cheese in sandwiches, and many sandwich shops in the UK offer cheese and pickle as an option. I rest my case, Your Honour. Pickle, cheese, cheddar, English cheese, I win. Delicious. Next, we're saying salad cream. Salad cream sandwiches are good, and you know they're good. That's why you brought it up. What about tomato sauce sandwiches? I don't really like ketchup. I'm not really. I don't want sugar sandwiches. I'm not a ketchup guy. Look at us go! Boo and hiss. Oh, he's not offside either. Yeah, brown sauce is the appropriate sauce for a bacon sandwich. Require a map. It's nothing to do with a map. It's just some people have broken taste buds and some people don't. Nothing to do with geography. The only thing I have ketchup on is pork pie, which I know is controversial because people like pickle on their pork pie, but as previously mentioned, pickle is for cheese and pickle sandwiches. So I like ketchup on pork pie, but everything else, I'm going brown sauce. Are we going to be able to beat Young Boys here is the question. Why have I put him on at left back? What was I trying to do? Does anyone know what the plan was here? Because I've just brought an 18-year-old midfielder on to play left back, and that can't be what I was aiming for. What was I actually aiming to do there? I don't even know. Let's start this whole process again. Glad I spotted that. Good work, Kev. Pork pies should only ever be eaten in miniature. You've misworded that slightly. What you mean is pork pies should only be eaten like they're miniature. So whatever the size of the pork pie, you eat it like an apple. Mushy peas with mint sauce and a warmed up pork pie. I so nearly swore. Just please don't comment in my... Can we time them out, please? I'm not allowed... No, that is the worst thing in the world. Only losing by 1 goal against Young Boys, I guess, is okay. They are quite good, aren't they? See, what you've done there, Waterfall Pork Butchers, you've made the mistake. I said hot pork pie and peas, and you've used the word enjoy, which is not possible to do. But look, they genuinely do it. These perverted northerners, what on earth are they doing? What is happening here? You disgusting little weirdos. Pack this nonsense in immediately. Right. How are we doing in the league? We've got a couple of days before the transfer window slams shut. We're mid-table, which is where we're supposed to be. We're doing all right. A win here, we move up into the top 5, I'm sure. Ever had a proper Bakewell pudding? I don't think so. I've had Bakewell tart, but not a Bakewell pudding. Welsh rarebit. We've established that's just cheese on toast, haven't we? Are you actually doing a best thing from while? So that's the plan. Well, it certainly was the plan until we realised Cardiff was completely shut off. I don't know if we can do a best thing from Bridgend. Is there anything good there? Or anywhere else nearby? We were basically going to do the best thing from Cardiff the day before. But now we know we've got to steer clear of Cardiff. I'm not sure. Have I ever eaten Jolly Deal? No. No, at the moment my taste buds still work, so I'm trying to avoid stuff that's obviously disgusting. Oh, that's a lovely goal. Referee, finger out of your ear. That's beautiful. Bridgend is between Cardiff and Swansea. Well, then Swansea's potential. Then is there anything good in Swansea? And then you point the microphone at the local. This is going to be a sensational video. If you didn't experience Best Ring From first time round 15 years ago, oh, you're in for a treat. You are in for a treat. We didn't have all this gear back then. We're going to interview the locals and see how long it takes someone to punch Sheepdog in the face. Right, it's deadline day, boys and girls. Here we go. We've actually got a pretty decent squad now. Largely thanks to my director of football. I did sign one guy. This was my one contribution. He's not scored a goal yet or had a good game yet. The rest of them were all brought in by my director of football and have been excellent. So I'm kind of inclined to just let him do his thing. We're actually going to get someone on loan from Porto finally. Amazing. Right. I think Sion are top of the league. They are. We're playing against lots of teams at the top of the league. This is not okay. Every window, just get a couple more wing backs. It'll be fine. We're winning again. We are doing a football. Come on then. So what do we have to do to get into Europe in this league? Almost if Conte doesn't trust any of them. We signed half of them. Now we know the Bont are in the Europa League. We need to be at least qualifying for the Europa League this season. So we need to work out what we need to do to get into the Europa League. Just finishing mid-table is not good enough. Might be good enough for the board. It's not good enough for old Kev. I want to gallivant around in Europe. I've got a taste for the good things in life now I live in the Ramada and have a buffet breakfast every day. Great. Really great buffet breakfast. If anyone from Ramada wants to sponsor me, maybe even just give me a free hotel room for 3 nights in early April in Geneva. That'd be a nice sponsorship deal. Then I'll talk about you every stream. Make sure that bit goes in the video, Chris. We want maximum exposure to the good people of Ramada, my favourite hotel chain. He's busy falling asleep. Get him. Has he got his CPAP machine yet? I told him what to do. Tell him to stop spending money on crayons and get himself a sleep study done. Prod him with a pen. Tell him to do a sleep study. Get that boy a CPAP machine. So, we are currently 3rd in the league. If we were to finish 3rd in the league, oh, Gordon Bennett, look at the state of this. Oh, it splits. The top 6 go into the championship group. The bottom 6 go into the relegation group. So assuming we're in the champion... Oh, no, there's a champions playoff. I don't know what that's for. So that's the relegation group. So assuming we're in the champions group. Okay. So if we're in the champions group, top 2 go into the champions playoff. And then the next 4 go into the European places playoff quarter final. Which the top 4 in the relegation group are also in. There's also a playoff. So everyone has a playoff at the end of the season. Everyone gets a playoff. So then the European... What the hell is this? So if you win the Euro... here we go. This is what I want to know. So one team qualifies straight for the Champions League group stage. That's nice. A second team, it's the Champions League second qualifying round. So if you finish top 2, that's Champions League. One team qualifies for the Europa League playoff. One team... What? Oh, here we go. So top team gets the Champions League. Second team gets the Champions League. Winner of the European places playoff final gets Europa... You know what? Let's just win the league. This is ridiculous. I've eaten Maltesers so fast I'm worried she might pop. How do I tell her to lay off the chocolate without sounding judgmental? Let her figure it out for herself. There's only so many Maltesers she can eat. At some point, she's going to puke. She's not... Either she'll run out and then she'll be sad, or she'll, like you say, she'll burst, or she'll just throw up because she's eaten too many Maltesers. These are lessons one has to learn for themselves. The last thing you want to do is ever say to your partner, I think maybe you're eating a little bit too much chocolate there. That is not going to end very well for you. There is no way you can say that in a way that doesn't involve you going to hospital. So just leave her to it. She'll figure it out for herself. My partner keeps on watching people having surgery whilst I eat in front of the TV when I want to watch the footy. What should I do? I mean, you could quite reasonably say, can we not watch this while I'm eating? You might not get to watch the football, but at least you get to stop watching people be cut open, which I guess is is a positive. My question would be, why are you eating when football is on? Football's usually on in the evenings. Don't eat so late. Eat at a sensible time. Be more like an old person. Have your dinner at 4:30. Cracking. Da, 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 da. What's the second most romantic fast casual chain restaurant after Wagamama? I mean, I don't know that I'd call Wagamama romantic. It's delicious, not romantic. Off topic last night. I love that. It's a specific Football Manager question, and you've had to preface it with a bit off topic. That's when I know a stream is going well. A bit off topic, but last night I had the FA Cup final clash with the Euros. Anyone else had that? I've not had that specific thing. There is some weird scheduling issues that come up, though. Look at this man, by the way. 3 caps for Switzerland. Very nicely sculpted facial hair. 10 goals from 8, 14 goals from 10 appearances in all competitions, averaging an 8.25 this season. He'd previously only scored 16 goals in his entire career, never more than 7 in a season. That was when he was on loan in the lower leagues. That is a wonderful pun. Elegant tunes. That's quite impressive for Football Manager. James McAtee is a player I've used on Football Manager this year, I think. Did we have him at Posh during the beta? Lovely. Another one for the annoying play the kids brigade to obsess over. All right, Levin. He's 23. He's about to turn 24. Are you like 1,000 years old if you think that's a kid? Takes a lot for me to sit up and take notice, but this boy does just that. All right, Jean-Francois. You're coming across a little bit pervy there. You do need a Kev karaoke compilation for LOLLUJO 2. The best thing is as well, on any of the clips or VODs, there's no music. So it's just me singing randomly with no music. What is happening now? We're just signing all the English youngsters. Brooke Norton Cuffy now coming in. McAtee's going to struggle to get game time with Antunes being as good as he is. But it's nice to have some competition in that role now. 4-2-3-1's quite good again this year. This is the first time we've really used it on FM23 extensively. I know we're using it a little bit with Preston now, but I've probably not played as many games with Preston playing a 4-2-3-1 as I have with this Servette team now. And we are looking good. 5 straight wins against the 5 best teams in Switzerland, probably. I've not quite got the lay of the land yet, but I assume they're the 5 best teams we've beaten there. Grasshopper Zurich. Are they the ones who beat us when we were at the Bont, or was that just original flavour Zurich? What does Anna usually listen to? Angry American women and angry Latino women, usually. Almost exclusively. Warblers who have never found a note they can't vary away from constantly. Why are they angry? What, the American women? I don't know, they just always seem to hate their boyfriends / husbands. Like, really quite aggressively. Really strongly dislike them. Yeah, what's going on here? A grasshopper's good. They're down in 7th place. Why are we losing? Can we have some more, please? Stop thinking. Do as you're told. Change it to Andy is fine. Goodness me. I mean, why have you highlighted a message that starts with, how is Anna's bum? I'm not even going to read the rest of that message. A little tip for all of you. Don't start your messages, how is Anna's bum? I mean, I don't even know I don't even know how to respond. I'm glad you highlighted it. I'll try and get some photos. We have, I mean, this is terrible from us. We were in such good form, and then a grasshopper's good. Did we decide if grasshoppers are good? Is Anna okay after the Dave incident? Is a much better way to word it. She's fine. It didn't hurt her. It wasn't like a bite. It was more of a nipping at the back of her trousers.